My lovers, if your person is a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, this is going to be a reading for you. So we're going to start as we usually do. Let's get some significators for your person's energy, generally, and then we're going to look at their energy towards you. This is the wisdom of the Oracle. A very versatile deck that I really love. All right, we have Imagine now. This could talk about daydreaming, but this it feels like manifestation. Now we have the moon featured. Moon featured twice, right? We have the moon featured here, and the moon always symbolizes the divine feminine, psychic gifts. I mean, sometimes it can symbolize a shadow, but not in this card where there's just so much light surrounding this person. So I feel it feels like, and it looks like, to be honest, a manifestation vortex where your thoughts and your feelings have gained so much momentum that it's opened up this portal that will allow whatever you've been thinking and feeling about to be created or grounded into this 3D reality. So this is exactly what's going on. So there's something that your person has always wanting to manifest. It feels like it's coming through. Now we have round and round, and this talks about karmic cycles. And then we have the thinker, but it's in reverse. So it feels like your person is taking action to close off some sort of cycle, some sort of karmic cycle that they may have been locked in for a long time. Uh, that thinker in reverse, I think before your person might have been, really trapped in their mind. And Libra, when it's ungrounded, can get very trapped in the mind, right? It's air energy. So it feels like they are no longer uncertain as to what they want to do, or no longer uncertain, or they're no longer overthinking things, right? And this has allowed a certain momentum and a certain flow to gather, to ramp up, and it's manifesting exactly what they want, which is the end of a cycle in their life. Now let's ask Spirit. We're going to ask Spirit in a moment. We're going to ask Spirit, what cycle is that? All right. Let's see the energy towards you. We have the blessing, right? They see you as a very powerful being of light, and you have been, from their perspective, nothing but a blessing in their life, and maybe sometimes a blessing in disguise. Maybe there was a particular time in your relationship where they weren't able to appreciate you, and it's because they weren't able to see you clearly. There was some sort of block. That's what it feels like, a block. The energy towards you, the bright spark, and that was a card 53 we just had here. Now this is 35, right? They see you as a symbol of hope. Like, you've brought this person back to life with your life force energy, with your love, with your enthusiasm, your optimism, your passion, right? And they really admire your strength. I mean, it feels like the road has not been easy going for you. I mean, look how tattered um this elemental's wings are, right? You've been through it. But even though you've been through it, you have not allowed the world to extinguish your light, to change who you are. And they are inspired by that energy. Now, this bright spark feels like the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands are about new beginnings. And it's new beginnings that are driven by passion and intuition. Okay. And the bright spark, Page of Wands, can also talk about new projects or new journeys. So it feels like they are manifesting something new in their life, and you are part and parcel, and there we say integral to this project um coming off the ground. All right, let's look at this cycle that they've been locked in. What's this cycle that they've been locked in? We have the Knight of Wands, player, right? Okay. It feels like someone who has not been the most dependable, and that's an understatement. Someone who's just kind of been spreading their energy around, because the Knight of Wands, he's very passionate, but it's a scattered and chaotic energy. It's energy that's not been channeled into anything fruitful or creative. It's just all over the place. Okay? A rebel without a cause. But it feels like this person has found a cause. And they're no longer just going here, there, and everywhere, like, some kind of headless chicken here. What's the cycle that they're closing off here? We have Five of Wands. Okay, so I'm really getting player vibes, because Five of Wands talks about a lot of people involved, right? A lot of cooks in the kitchen, and that causing drama. So I think we're definitely tapping into someone who might have been a philanderer. Okay, always have a backup plan for the backup plan, especially in love, or sometimes not even love, especially in lust, right? Right? And this is something that they're breaking out of, because this is just a trauma response. It's just a defense mechanism that they had. Yeah, we have Three of Wands reverse. They're releasing any extras that might be attached to your connection. Okay, it's no longer working for them anymore. Let's see this bright spark energy. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. They've not been able to move on from you. And I think that's how they know that you're different. Because remember, they've always had a backup plan for the backup plan. But when it comes to you, it feels like, you're enough. You're enough. They don't feel the need for these extras. Whether it's a safety that they feel here, whether it's, the bond that is between you guys, they don't feel that need to have other people. Okay? They don't want this connection to die. And that's why they're making all these changes. They realize, if they keep resisting their transformation, if they keep resisting change, and they keep doing the same thing that they've been doing over and over and over and over again, they're gonna lose you. All right. Now let's ask Spirit, what do they want to talk to you about at this time? What's the most important message that they want you to hear? Just give me 1 second here. All right, let's see. What do they want to talk about? I didn't know which side was up. Maybe they didn't know which side was up either. All right, what do they want to talk about today? What's the most important message that they think you need to hear right now? All right, we have dissipating, and that's how they felt. Maybe you guys went through some sort of breakup or disconnection, and they just feel like their life has just been passing them by, and they just keep waiting for something to happen. What do they want to talk about? Perception. Okay, so it feels like their perception has changed, and the reason why their perception has changed is because they've had a heart awakening. That's what they want you to know. And that's why they can see you clearly in the past. They weren't looking at you through the eyes of love. They weren't looking at you through the lens of the heart, right? Some other organ, some other organ, I don't know, could have been the mind, could have been lower. I don't know, right? But they just couldn't see you. Their heart was closed. What do they want to tell you about perception? We have the lovers in reverse, but it says power. No, sorry. This is the emperor. I'm sorry. The emperor in reverse. I think they're talking about the past. We have temptation, right? The devil. Yeah, so it looks like they were giving their power away to some sort of attachment. And I do think in this reading, it could be, I wouldn't say it may not be it may not go so far as having a sex addiction, but there's definitely something here about entertaining other people and having all these choices, right? All these options around, like a backup plan for the backup plan, and it feels like them acting out an abandonment issue, right? So always having a safety net instead of taking a chance, right? They always have this safety net. We have fertility in reverse, and that's why they've not been productive in their life. So some of them could be at an advanced chronological age, but they have nothing to show for the life that they have lived, because they've just been spreading their energy around instead of focusing on creating something and creating a legacy. But it feels like they've gotten to the point where they've looked back, they've evaluated their life, and they realize there's nothing here. What will be their legacy? They have nothing to show for it. We have fertility in reverse. They've been unproductive. And they've been unproductive because they've been linking up with or connecting with or hanging around unproductive people. And it reminded me of a WhatsApp status my male best friend put up yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And it said, who you hang around with matters. And there's all these beautiful oranges, and one is rotten, and then you can see the rot spreading to the one that's just next to it, right? So it feels like that's what happened. Your person was hanging around with people that were just rotten, right? And show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. Birds of a feather. You know all the cliches. You know all the idioms, right? And Six of Wands in reverse. So, I think they've changed their idea of what perception is. No. They've changed their idea about what success is, what success means. Okay. What life is really about, what abundance is really about, what power is all about. Okay. All this has been turned on its head because your person now, they're perceiving life through a different lens. Let's get a message from your person's higher self. A message from their higher self. There's a deck I was just looking for it. And I can't bloody well. Anyway, let me use this one. It just disappeared basically. I had it on my desk. I remember saying I wanted to use different decks and I put it somewhere and I cannot find it. Anyway, let's get a message from your person's higher self. What does the higher self want you to know? We have luminosity. Yeah, it's like, let there be light. Let there be light, and your person's definitely, you know, looking at life through the lens of illumination. All right, what does the higher self want you to know? We have resolving conflict, and look, you are the one that's triggered this heart awakening. Look at them there in their cave. You are the one that's brought the light, right? So let there be light. You brought the light. You brought the light. And this light is helping them resolve a lot of trauma, conflict that they have been carrying around in their psyche. It's the light of love. It's the light of love. Okay. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be a person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? My goodness. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have Star card in reverse. And we have the Two of Swords in reverse, which goes to the Ace of Swords. So, this revolution through enlightenment that's happening for them right now is going to continue, right? They're going to be downloading a lot more truth about themselves and the people around them. For some of you guys, they're going to be keeping to themselves. Okay, I do get that, at least initially. Whilst they deal with, remember we talked about them acting out because of an abandonment issue. Well, it finally came out here with this Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's my abandonment issue card. So I think this is what they're going to be dealing with. Okay? All right. Let's see what Spirit's advice for you. What's Spirit's advice for you? We have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Okay, so this person doing their own thing, but Spirit saying, hey, your job is not to sit down there and watch them. You have work to do. And it says here, inner temple. It says devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. So they are tuning in. Look at right here. Look, the portal of their heart here. They are tuning into the portal of their heart. Spirit is saying, you're meant to be doing the same thing. Okay? Because this is going to guide you as the next step. So find time for stillness. Find time for meditation or ritual. Whatever makes you feel closest to Spirit or the divine. Because there's guidance that's coming through as to what is your next move. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful.